and welcome to Farming Simulator 19 new mods, and today we are bringing you the Deutz Fahr Series 7. Now this isn't an old this isn't a new mod, it's an old mod, but they revamped it and they brought out the Warrior as well, which was the same as in FS17, but it does look pretty nice. As all the mods, they do look pretty nice. Now notice this, you've got the front hitch on there as well for moving trailers around, which I think all the tractors on FS19 have got those. And everything in there looks pretty nice. They've all got these outside operating buttons. Not that we can use them ourselves, but yeah, now you've got two different wheel types. You've got the Trelleborg and the Michelins, and the Michelins only do the wide tyre and the standard. So that is the standard, and then the wider tyre is there. It's not that much wider really, you don't really notice it that much, but that is the only options you can have on the Michelins. On the Trelleborg, it's the same as most of the others really. You've got the standard Trelleborg, and then the wheel weights version, wide wheels and wheel weights, twin rears and twins all round. But the one downside with putting twins on this is the steering lock. It's pretty terrible. You can even just notice the difference there by how much it turns. You know, it is pretty horrendous, as are a lot of the tractors. Let's jump inside. Now all inside it seems to be pretty much the same as most of the other tractors. Bit boring, same old. You've got the throttle pedal working, and it looks like the revs. Yeah, that's rev counter. So yeah, that's all what's going on inside really. We've got the lights and they light up, and obviously steering wheel, but nothing pretty much else. They got the sunroof in these, so it does look nice. Now these cost, they are 185 grand for the standard model and 9,435 for initial leasing costs, and then an extra 1,850 a day. But they do 37 mile an hour, so they're great at flying around the map. It's nothing, all the tractors should do 30 at least, in my opinion. But there you go. It's got a 435 litre tank, and then it's got the 87 DEF after, which I take it that's got to be the reserve. If you know, let me know, drop it in the comments, because I haven't run any of these tractors out what I've got where it says DEF on it. You've got the three different engine types, which you've got the 7210, which is the base model, which is 224 horsepower, and I think that's the this is the 210 here. The Warriors only come in the the next one up from that, the 7230 TTV, is a 245 horsepower, and that costs you extra 10,500. Now the one up from that is the 265 horsepower, which is the 7250 TTV, and that is an extra 19.5 grand. But if you want the Warrior with the TTV, the Warrior only comes in this 263 brake, so it's the top engine model basically. That is the Warrior. That's the selection in how you select it in the shop. but it will cost you an extra 24,500. So you are paying an extra £5,000 for it in black. So if you think it's worth it, buy it. But it is a medium range tractor, so it is very versatile. You have got a front loader. I didn't click on that, but you can have a front loader, and I use this a lot in the FS17, and it's quite stable, especially when you put weight on the back. It could lift up quite a lot of items. So I think that's about it for the Deutz Fahr. Old and new, but you know, they've done, it should be in the game, but it's not. Perhaps it will be. It needs to be. We don't want stuff like this blocking at the mods. My mod hub says it's 27% full at the moment, and I think I've got 4 things I've never seen before, and that's it. Well, there you go. Moving on to the IT Runner. Now the IT Runner, we've had this before. It was in FS15, what I know of, and then it was in 17. And yeah, it all looks lovely. Does what it says it does. We come with the IT Runner Skip, which is £8,500 to buy. It's 433. It's initial leasing cost with £85 a day. I don't really use this, to be honest, that much. 18,000 litre capacity, I don't really use it. All the other ones, apart from this one, this is a Bergman, which is made for the IT Runner, and this one has got a 48,000 litre capacity, whereas the grain container has got 45,000, but there's a big difference in the cost, where this is 28 grand, costs you £1,428 leasing, initial leasing cost, and then 280 a day, whereas the grain container is 10 grand, 510 initial leasing cost, and £100 a day, so an extra 3,000 is like 20 odd, well, just under 20,000 more, which is quite pants, really. Then you got the wood container, which these take the 6 metre loads. You can load the 8 metres onto the back of there, I suppose, with the Scorpion King now taking 8 metres. Have to give that a go. The cost of it is £7,500, with a leasing's not too bad, 382, and then £75 a day. And then the bale is similar. It's only £7,000 to buy, 357 to lease, and then £70 a day. And then we have the slurry tanker, but it's not big enough really to use. That's why I haven't used this. I don't think I've ever used this. It's 15,000 litres, needs 140 horsepower to run it. Is 34 grand, and initial leasing costs are 1,734, and then it's 340 a day. So I just use bigger slurry containers. Basically, it's as easy as that. But all in all, yeah, it looks nice. They all do what they say they do. Let's grab a tractor. So anyone that hasn't seen this before, which if you've never played, I suppose you've never seen it, you think, wow, yeah, that's pretty cool. What do you think what's the point of that? But yeah, it does what it says it does. Everything is exactly the same as it used to be. The only thing I noticed is that when you go to lift here, you jump out, and the PTO is just stationary there. But you know, it does what it does. In my book, I think for the cost of them is like 55 grand for this base unit. I think that's quite expensive. It would have been nice if they brought that in a little bit cheaper. but it is what it is. So that is the IT Runner pack. Like, now to have all this, it does cost, I should have totaled it up really, but you're talking probably, yeah, it's getting on for nearly 100 grand for it all, plus the 55 for the base unit as well. I don't think it's worth it, but you might think differently. I don't. I think it's not worth the hassle really. I used to use them for moving equipment around because you put the low loader on the back, but they haven't released the low loader attachment for it yet. So there you go. Anyhow, that's it for new mods for today. Sorry that it's not new mods really, it's old new mods, but you know, they look all nice, do what they say. Pretty cool. I've got the extra lights. I'm sure there's the extra lights on the front. But yeah. Right, well, we'll leave it there for today. If you've enjoyed new mods, then give us a like. And if you want to see more, then hit that subscribe button. Try to upload videos on a daily basis. So if you want to catch any of those, hit that subscribe button. Alright, well, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.